Dear students, greetings from Dr. T. Sendil Murugan, Associate Professor and Head Department of Information Technology, Kakatiya Institute of Technology and Science, Warangal. In this video lecture, we are going to discuss about pointers in C language. So pointer, normally, it's how the memory address of other variables. Why it's have the other variable address, that we are going to discuss in this video lecture. So this is week 12, lecture 1, classroom discussion topic 34. The topic name is pointers. Under the pointer, we are going to understanding the pointers. What is pointer? How it is working? That we are going to discuss in this video lecture. So after completion of this lecture, as a lecture outcome, students will be able to develop a C program using pointer. Okay, so you must understand the concept of pointer. Then you can use the pointer to write the C program. In the previous lecture, what are the topics we have discussed? Nesting of structures. So the structure have another structure that is considered as nesting of structures. So there is two types we have discussed. One is inbuilt type structure, tag name should be there. Then we can create the variable for other structure here. Otherwise, struct without variable name, we can write the structure variables. Then we can create variable for this structure, and here example X, if you are using this is the outer structure. So this outer structure variable, we can access this members through this variable that we are discussed in the previous lecture. Okay, so now accessing next structure, how we can access it? Okay, so the accessing next structure is outer structure variable dot inner structure variable dot the member of the inner structure. So like that we can access the nested structures. Okay, so with this example programs also we are discussed in the previous lecture. So I hope you are understand the structure concept to write the C programs. So now we are going to discuss about pointer. Okay, so what is pointer? A pointer is a derived data types. Pointer also user defined data type. Okay, so already we discussed about it, array. So now we are saying about derived data types. It is user defined data types, then it is derived data types. It is built from one of the fundamental data types, okay, which is available in the C language. So the pointer have the memory address of other values. For example, if when we are declared the variable, if you are declared int a, means the operating system will allocate 2 bytes of memory. Okay, so this memory have some other address. So example, some integer value, unsigned integer value. For example, 45268. This is the location of this memory. Okay, it's how 2 bytes. It may be 68 and 69 allocated for this integer a. Okay, so how we can represent this address normally? If in case I will assign a equal to 10, means the 10 will be stored in this location. This is a value. Okay, so this a have one address. No, this address we can represent using ampersand symbol, ampersand a. Okay, so what is the value of ampersand a? 45268. What is the value of a? That is 10. Okay, so are you able to understand? Already we discussed about it. If you want to see that address, then we can print ampersand A. Okay, so normally we not considered about memory addresses and all. Simply we can read the values using scanf statements. Then operating system will allocate the memory. Whenever we want to access the variable, directly we are using the variables. But we can access the memory location, we need pointer. Okay, so what I said, how to print the pointer? For example, printf, it is unsigned integer, no? So percentage u, comma, then here we can write it ampersand a. Okay, so here address of a will be printed. Okay, it is not a value will be printed. If you are not using ampersand, if you are using percentage d, comma a, means it will print a value 10, it will print. Okay, but it will print 45268. Okay, so that you have to remember. So this address is there, no, that we are going to assign in the pointer. So example, pointer. Pointer we are using asterisk symbol to represent the pointer. Okay, so asterisk symbol we can represent the pointer. Asterisk p. So integer asterisk p. If you are declared means p is the pointer variable. Okay, for declaration we will discuss in the further slides. What are the method is there, how we can declare, that we will discuss. But here, if you are declared like this means, you can assign one address of the another variable. So address of A you are assigned to P means the pointer is pointing to the location of, memory location of variable A. Okay, that is the use of pointer. So another thing is pointer can be used to access and manipulate the data stored in the memory. Okay, so directly we can access this location. So previously we can use only the variable. So we are using A only. Okay, but when we are using the pointer, directly we are accessing the memory because we know this address. Okay, if one student is there, so I want to talk to that student means simply I can come to our class, I will talk to our student, that student. Okay, so I don't know any information about him. I want to talk to him, so I will find where he is. Simply, this is variable. Okay, so in case the student address is, I know where he is, his house is there. So in case he is not present in the college, directly I will go to his home and I will check where he is there or not. That is address. Okay, so that the street location, which house number, which area, which city, everything we are given, no, same like that. This memory location have one address. With that address we can access the value directly, that location, whatever value it is stored we can take it. So now we are assigned a equal to 10 means 10 is the a value. So if we are using that pointer, the pointer is pointing to 10. Okay, clear. P equal to ampersand a means asterisk p equal to 10. Clear. Why? Because which address it is stored, it is pointing to that location. What value it is stored, that is the value of the variable. So we know that it is very good features in the C language. Okay, so the pointer is the good concept, and as well as good features also is there. While we are using memory, that fast execution is there. It is very flexibility. It is power and flexibility to the language. Okay, so simply if you are using that location is there. So for example, I will say I want to swap these two values. Two memory location is there. So one pointer is pointing to this location asterisk p. Okay. So another pointer is pointing to uh, this location. Okay. So simply I can change the pointer. P is represent to this location. Q is represent to this location. So if it is pointing, I'm changing the pointer only. I'm not changing the value. The values are stored 10 and 20 here. Example A and B is there. Okay. But ampersand A is assigned to B and ampersand B assigned to Q. Then I'm just changing the address of that variable. Automatically the pointer is pointing to there. Variable will not change. We are not editing in the memory location. Value whatever stored in the memory, it will be there only. The pointer is pointing to different location. That advantage is there. Okay. So we must be discuss about advantage of pointers. What are the advantages there? Okay, so when we are thinking about advantage of pointers, pointer is more efficient in handling arrays. So what is arrays? Collection of similar elements. More elements are there, and data tables, more data are there. In that point, we can use pointer is very good manner for efficient. Okay. And pointer can be used to return multiple values from a function via function arguments. So previously for function arguments, it will return only one value, but here it will return multiple values. Okay, so that is the advantage of pointer. Pointer permit references to function and thereby facilitating passing the function as arguments to the other functions. Okay, so we can pass the two things we are discussed already: call by value and call by reference. What is the call by value? We are passing the actual value to the formal value to the particular function. But in this case, call by reference means we are passing the address of the memory location to function. Function will take as a pointer and it is pointing to the location. Based on the location pointer, it will do the operations. Okay. And another one is it is support for dynamic memory allocation. Okay. So still now we know that once we are declared the variable, memory will be allocated by the operating system. This statement I told several times in your class. When we are declared the variable, the compiler will allocate, the operating system will allocate the memory. Okay. But in execution time, we that system won't allocate the memory. Okay. So for if you want to allocate memory at the time of execution, we will use the pointer. Okay. So when we are using the pointer, the memory also will be allocated at the time of execution. Clear? So pointer provide an efficient tool for manipulating dynamic data structures. So pointers with structures, pointer with linked list, pointer with queues, pointer with stacks, and pointer with the trees. The pointer mainly used these data structures for linking in linked list, for queue, making the stack. So the pointer is used to implement these data structures. As well as pointer is reduce the length of the program as well as the complexity of the program. Okay, so instead of changing the value, so if example a equal to 10, b equal to 20, if you are declared, so what it is there in the memory, 10 is there, this memory 20 is there. So if you want to change it means, what we have to do? We will take it this value stored in the temporary variable c equal to a value and a equal to b value, then b equal to temporary value. Like that we are changing that values. It is very complex. Instead of that, I'm just changing variable names. Okay, so p equal to ampersand a is there, q equal to ampersand b is there. So simply I'm changing b equal to ampersand b, q equal to ampersand a. If I'm changing, it means automatically the value will be changed. The pointer is finding that location now. So how we can say this? This is the memory location means the pointer is pointing to this location or this location, like that. Okay, so this is the pointer. This pointer is pointing to the particular location. So this, in case this is a means the ampersand a. This ampersand a means address. This address, this pointer is pointing. So the asterisk p is pointing to this location. Clear? So how memory will be allocated in the pointer? So computer memory is sequential collection of storage cells. Okay, so now we know that this is the sequentially memory will be splitted. It's like bytes. Okay, so normally each cells we can say that it is bytes. It's how called the address associated with it. So each cell have individual address. This cell have 1, this cell have 2. So they are given like this, but it is unsigned integer. It will be allocated by the operating system. This number. Okay, so individual cells have individual address. Okay, so these addresses are consecutively arranged. Okay, so that numbered consecutively starting from the 0, because we are using address as array values. The last address depends on the memory size. Okay. So in this structure 65,535 is the last address. So we know that whenever we are declared the variable, the system allocate the memory for the appropriate locations. Okay. But if every byte has a unique address number, this location will have its own address number. So whenever we are writing, I told int a if I set means it will have that memory location. So example 68, 69 is there means these 2 bytes will be allocated for this a. Okay. So it's how own address. This location how separate address is there. For example, int quantity equal to 179. So I declared one variable is quantity. I assigned the value is 179 in that. So what will be happen? Immediately the memory will be created. This memory value is quantity. It is representing is quantity. This how the value is 179. So it's how some other address also. Some address is there. So this is considered ampersand quantity. Okay. So this address is considered the ampersand quantity. Address of that variable we can use. Okay, that functions. So see there how it will be created. The memory location will be there. In this location, the values are stored 179. It is representing quantity. So quantity is variable name. Okay. So this location, how that address is 5000. Okay. So each memory location have address. That address also mentioned as unsigned integer. Okay. So we can represent that location using variable also. So now you can see this example if you are assigning that pointer variable. Okay. So example p equal to ampersand quantity if you are assigned. Okay. So int asterisk p. So p equal to ampersand quantity if you are declared like this, what will be happen? So the pointer p have address of quantity. What is the address of quantity? 5000. Okay. So this is also stored in some other location which address have another address. This location have 5048. This location address is 5000. But what happened? This address is stored in the pointer variable. That is the use of pointer. Got it? So in this example, you just see p gets the name pointer. So I already told pointer variable is p. So we are not really concentrated about actual value of the pointer variable. It may differ at every time. Okay, so first line I can declare what is it? P equal to ampersand a. So after execution, some process I will do. Then after that, I will assign this value ampersand b as the pointer variable. So in case my pointer variable is asterisk p. So I can assign multiple values. So don't think about value of the pointer. It may be vary at any time. Okay. Only we have to concentrate about relationship between the variable p and quantity. Okay. So pointer may be built on 3 underlying concepts. One is pointer constant, second one is pointer values, third one is pointer variables. Okay. Pointer constants, pointer values, and pointer variables. Okay, so these 3 important things are there. When we are discussing about pointer, you must be know about it. What is pointer constant? What is pointer value? What is pointer variable? Okay. The memory addresses within the computer are referred as pointer constants. Okay. So directly, if I know this location address, this address is 5000. Okay. So example, this is A. I created the variable A for this location. So how I can represent this is ampersand A. So ampersand A is, what is the value? 5000. So directly for the variable P, so in case I declared int asterisk P, pointer variable. So this pointer I can directly assign this location address. Okay, pointer value P equal to 5000. If I return like this is considered as pointer constants. Okay, the address of the memory is I assigned directly to the variable. Okay, we cannot change them. Only we can use that value. Okay, so if the location address is there, we can use this address, but we are unable to change this address. So we cannot save the value of memory address directly. Directly we are not able to save it. We can only obtain the value through using ampersand symbol. I already told percentage U we can use in the printf statement, and ampersand, that example what variable address you want you can write it. So here example ampersand A if you are written. Okay, so if you are written like this, the printf open bracket within double quotes percentage U comma ampersand A. So normally we are using ampersand symbols in scanf statement. If you want to see the address of the particular variable, you can use like this. Then you will get the address of this A value. Okay. So if in case this address have some values, no, that value is considered as pointer value. Okay. So pointer value means it may change something. I told P asterisk P equal to ampersand A. So this time this is the value of P is address of A. So next time I can change it. Okay. So P equal to ampersand B. So what's the meaning of that? This address will be allocated to this pointer now. So like that it is assigned the pointer. Okay. So now we are discussing some topic. You just think about this statement. I will give 10 seconds. You just write the answer in your notebook. Pointers contain space as their values. So which it's contained, then how we can say that is their values. Okay. How we can say what is that? Fill in the blanks. You fill it 5 seconds over. You try to answer this question. If your answer is right, you can proceed further. Otherwise, you will go back and watch the video again. Then you can find the answer. Okay. So the pointer contain memory address as their value. So I told P have address of another variable. So example A. Okay. So what it is have memory address, that we are saying this answer for this question. Okay. So now lecture level practice problem. So we discussed about what is pointer, how we can declare the pointer, how we can print this address of the variables using pointers. Those things we are discussed. Okay. So you write the C program with the help of pointer values, address of the variable and address of the pointer. Okay. So now we have to revisit the lecture outcome. Having completed the discussion on understanding the printer, the pointer in C language, now students should be able to develop a C program using pointers. Now you know what is pointer, how to use the pointer in your program, then what is the use of it. Those things we are discussed in this video. Advantages of pointer, how to declare the pointer, what is pointer will do. So those things we are discussed in this video. Okay, even if you have doubt, please refer the textbook in chapter 11, pointers concept. So in programming in ANSYS textbook, which is authored by Dr. E. Balaguruswamy sir. Even if you have doubt, please visit the weekly tutorial sheet as well as e-resources. Okay, thank you very much. I hope you are enjoyed this video. So you are understanding what is pointer. Okay, so after that, in the next video, we will discuss how to use the pointer to write the C programming. Okay, thank you very much.